I'm Brian Heddy. Together with Glenn Herron, we've put together an analysis of the Lake Worth electric utility. How does that compare with Florida Power and Light? If we take a look at Lake Worth electric utility, compare it to the rates of Florida Power and Light, we see a picture that's not pretty for the ratepayers. How much more do Lake Worth electric customers pay versus the FPL customers that surround your city? To find the answer, we go to the numbers. The numbers are scary. Lake Worth pays $125, FPL $92.25, which means Lake Worth residential customers pay 36% more than FPL. And that's nothing new. For the last 12 years, Lake Worth has had average residential rates 23% higher than your neighbors who are connected to FPL. And your commercial customers, they're no better off. They pay 49% more than FPL. And that's not a way to keep or to attract businesses to your city. You have a combined average weighted electric rate that is 41% more than FPL. So what does that mean? What does it mean to pay 41% more than FPL? Again, let's go to the numbers. Lake Worth Electric Utility collects $56.9 million. 41% higher means that if you were on FPL, you could save $16.4 million. And that's each and every single year. Inside the city, that would be $10.3 million. The outside city customers would benefit by $6.1 million. If you were to sell, what would FPL pay for your system? How much would FPL pay for the electric system? The answer to that is pretty simple. Call FPL today and begin that conversation. Pick up the phone, put 40 cents on a stamp, invite FPL to your city. FPL would know how much they could offer. However, for the purpose of this analysis, if we assume FPL will pay an amount similar to what they have offered Vero Beach, let's look at the numbers. They've offered Vero Beach $100 million. That's $134.44 per megawatt hour. Do the math. That comes to a possible offer of $52.1 million for Lake Worth. How much will that net to you? You have debt, but you also have some assets. Let's go to the numbers, see what that nets. $52 million plus assets of $45 million, liabilities of $37.4. The net proceeds to Lake Worth could be $59.7 million. Invested at a modest 3%, that would yield to your city $1.8 million in return each and every year if you never touch the principal. But wait, we're here that Lake Worth Electric is a cash cow. They transfer $4.5 million. Well, that's true. But what does it cost you for that transfer? If you look at the numbers, that $4.5 million transfer cost you $19 million. Is it worth it? Is it worth it to the residents of Lake Worth to lose $19 million each and every year just to transfer $4.5 million into the general fund? You really have to ask yourself some questions. Who is the city of Lake Worth? Is it the government? Or is it the residents who are also the ratepayers and the taxpayers in the city? Who should benefit? The residents. The residents of Lake Worth community, who are the ratepayers and the taxpayers. they would benefit from the sale. What would be the benefit? What does an FP&L sale mean to the Lake Worth community? Again, let's go to the numbers. We know the savings to the city, inside, outside, $16 million. We know $1.8 million in investment income, and they would also pay property taxes of $800,000. So we're talking about a total savings to $19 million to the community. And by selling to FP&L, Lake Worth becomes a smaller and more efficient government, far less complex to run, which should result in additional savings. The conclusion is really easy. Does it make sense to spend $19 million each and every single year so that the Lake Worth government can have an annual transfer of 4.5? I think the answer's staring you in the face. Sell to FPL. It's as simple as that. And what would that do? That would reduce the size. It would reduce the size of your city government. And if you sell, what you could also do is make large government, you could make big government in Lake Worth simply disappear. However, if you like your big government, if you like the size that it is, that's fine. Keep the $4.5 million, but you still put $14.5 into the pockets of your residents. $14.5 million. It's your choice. But either way, the community is better off by getting out of the city-owned electric business and selling to FP&L. We can help you. We can help you accomplish this. Call us, Glenn Herron or Brian Hetty. You can reach Glenn at 772-473-7629, and you can reach Brian at 772-696-4242. Thank you for watching this short presentation. And I just want to make sure that you know, I'm not a representative of FP&L. I have not received any financial benefit for this. Any possible sale, you have to talk to FP&L. FP&L can tell you what it is that they would do. I also want you to know that the numbers that are contained in this presentation came from the financial statements of the City of Lake Worth. It came from the statements dated September 30, 2011. The rates that were presented here are published by the Florida Municipal Electrical Association, and those rates can be found on the web at www.publicpower.com. Once again, thanks for taking the time to watch our short presentation. Glenn and I look forward to hearing from you. Give us a call.